What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's second video. In today's second video, we're going to take a look at Algorand and see what it's doing on the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, and also the Algorand Bitcoin pair to see if we can find any clues on what is going to happen next for Algorand. So if we don't waste any more time and jump straight on into the 4-hour chart here, we can see that we are currently getting a bounce off our previous highs, right? So if you actually look here, Algorand was in an ascending triangle pattern where it kept getting higher lows and get rejected at the same point on the top side. Now, we did recently break out of that ascending triangle, and if we take a look at where our measure move could be in this case, we extrapolate that to the upside. Technically, our measure move on the 4-hour time frame is approximately about $1.90. Now, does that have any type of confluence? Well, let's take a look a little bit closer here. So basically what we're doing at the moment here is we are back testing our previous highs, see right here, and we are back testing that as support. We're also, which is pretty funny, we are back testing our 24-hour EMA also as support here. So we are getting a nice bounce here, and I think that we are just kind of flagging out, getting ready for our next move to the upside. Obviously, that could all change. If we break down below these highs again, which are about $1.44 approximately, if we break down below that, we could be seeing lower prices. So keep in mind of this $1.44 mark is a very important area that we don't want to drop down below. Now, if we switch back over to the daily chart is something interesting. We could just be in this big rising wedge on the daily chart. Now, this is technically a bearish pattern, guys, but in the bull market, these tend to actually break to the upside. The also reason I do think we're going to break to the upside here is we did bounce off our 50-day moving average twice down here, which is extremely bullish sign, while also creating a bullish divergence. If you look to the bottom here, we had lower lows on our RSI and higher lows in price action, which inherently did push us to the upside, and that's a pretty strong reversal indicator. Bouncing off that same exponential moving average twice and having bullish divergence, I do think that's going to push us up to the upside. Obviously, if we do break to the upside, I do think we're going to probably get some resistance up front on the daily, probably at our local highs here at about 176. So be careful of that. Obviously, we might go up to there to that 176 mark if we break out of this, come back down and retest this as support again, and then continue back up to the upside. That's always a possibility as well. But same thing on the daily chart. Make sure we're watching that $1.44 mark. If we do break down below that, we are going to break down to the downside. Now, what is going on here? Let's jump on over to the weekly time frame here. And on the weekly time frame, this is very interesting, right? We obviously have our big cup and handle pattern here, where we have our big cup, we have our handle here, and we're waiting for this breakout on the weekly time frame. Now, if we break out of this cup and handle pattern for Algo on the weekly time frame, it's going to be absolutely massive, because we know when we get these big patterns on the weekly time frame, we usually see explosive moves coming up after that. You can see we're getting rejected at our neckline as we speak right now, but this could just be a point in time where we're just consolidating right under resistance, and we do break that up to the upside eventually. You can see currently we have our 10-week moving average, which right now sits right at about $1.22. And you can see we tend to hold that as support on our moves up. So if worst case scenario, we maybe go down to $1.22 if we get rejected here. I don't see us going below that, as this has been a pretty good support in the past for this year for Algo. Now, if we look back in time, we have broken below our support band for Algorand. So it's always a possibility. We always have to keep that in mind. But typically, once the bull market really gets started, we usually don't break that 20-week moving average. And that right now sits at about 98 cents for Algorand. So, guys, if we were to break out of this head and shoulders pattern, technically, on technicalities, our measure move target would be at about, let's see, right at about $2.91, putting us pretty close to our all-time highs, which were about a little over $3, right? $3.25 approximately. But yeah, so right about $2.90 is our measure move target out of this cup and handle pattern, which is pretty interesting. Does that match up with any of our Fibonacci targets? Now let's take our top here to our bottom get our Fib targets here. And you can see that it doesn't, right? So technically our next target on our Fibs is our 6.618 Fibonacci at about $2.08. And then the next one after that is our 786 Fibonacci at $2.62. So look for those as your next targets for Algo if we do continue up on the weekly time frame. Obviously, this is longer term time frame stuff. This is on the weekly time frame, and I don't expect this to happen tomorrow, right? So you always keep that in mind. Now, if we switch back over to our Algorand Bitcoin pair, you can see we're actually forming an ascending triangle on the Algorand Bitcoin pair, which I mean, this is typically a bullish pattern. Yeah, we are in a downtrend currently on the daily, so be careful. This can always break down to the downside. You can see levels around that 0.18 mark right about here. If we do break to the downside, which inherently would be about a 22% decrease against Bitcoin. And then if we break up to the upside, I see our next target being this level right here would be about a 48% move against Bitcoin. But watch this ascending triangle pattern on the daily, guys. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys press that subscribe button right down below and also hit that like button for me. I'll see you guys in the live stream tonight at 7. Peace out.